everybody? PlayStation's live at Paris Games Week 2017. We've got a huge show for you starting now.
And I am ready for it. This is so real, bringing you, my viewers, a live stream of me reacting to Paris Game Week 2017. So let's check it out. Sorry I started the stream earlier, but there was too much lag. I'm hoping this time there will be not as much. So let's get this thing started.
Welcome to PlayStation Live from Paris Games Week. We've got a big show for you here today. Lots to talk about. But first, I want to introduce our crew, starting with you. And you've got a very familiar face.
Really?
Yes.
Where have you seen me before?
Maybe the internet.
The internet?
Yes.
YouTube, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Well, you might have seen me on PlayStation Access, in my little YouTube cupboard. This is like, this is a real treat to be somewhere as glamorous as this. We've got like an actual desk. Lovely backdrop, like this has got all the bells and whistles. You know, we're not as big budget as this, are we? I've got my PlayStation Access partner in crime with me as well.
Well, hello, Holly.
The amazing Holly Bennett.
Yeah, they've also let me out of the cupboard for a while. This is really exciting that we're allowed to have such a fancy arena. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, myself and Rob team up with 3 others to make PlayStation Access, which is a YouTube channel. We're based in the UK, but we make content for everyone.
Yep.
And we literally cover everything from the world of PlayStation. We eat, sleep, and breathe PlayStation.
What's coming up next for PlayStation Access?
Well, anyone who follows me on Twitter probably knows I've just come back from Japan.
Secret things.
But it is a secret, actually. We can't tell you just yet what we were working on, but very soon those videos will be going live.
It's going to be very exciting.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I like
Subscribe now. And
Yes.
rounding out our host here, Mr. Ramon Russell, the heartthrob from San Diego studio. I'm so glad you could join us, bud.
I'm glad y'all could have us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like Sid said, my name is Ramon Russell. I am from the MLB The Show development team back in San Diego. Speaking of them, shout out to everybody, all our development team back at home, cranking away on MLB The Show 18. We can't wait to tell you about it, but not today. Today, we're going to talk about all of this awesome content coming to PlayStation 4.
That's right. Now, tell me a little bit about what you do with the MLB team. I know you do some streaming. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right, so I do a little bit of everything. Most of the people on our development teams, we wear many hats. I'm a game designer sometimes. Other times, I'm a community guy. And other times, I'm here in Paris with you guys on this stage, ready to see some really awesome content.
And really awesome content we are going to see starting any minute now. I want to tell you a little bit about what we've got lined up tonight. We're going to have 20+ game updates. We're going to have 7 game reveals. And we are going to be covering a wide spectrum. That's AAA games. We're going to have independent, big ones. We're going to have DL.
AAA, big ones. Big ones. Do you think small ones are more important? Now, I done heard crap gamers saying he had a snore fest through this. Compared to Xbox's E3. Xbox's E3 had nothing but indies. And they didn't even reveal their new console. And they didn't even talk about or demonstrate its power through any of the games. They were shown because they didn't have a AAA that would take advantage of the power of the console. So all they had to do is show one game, this AAA, to beat, like they've always beating Xbox's shows. And I got, like I said in the last stream that I got in an argument in a comment section on one of his videos with some stupid idiots saying frame rate matters more than games. It's a gaming console. There's nothing that can be more important within a gaming console than games. Getting indies is a cop-out. There's people that likes indies, they'll be satisfied with indies, but they're not the majority. That's the small select few. Frame rates do not matter. Frame rates is what a natural part of a game has. So therefore it can't be more important than games. And that is what Xbox does not have. PlayStation does. And it's going to stay that way until they go back on their word. Until Phil McCracken goes back on his word. And I believe eventually in time he might, if he's smart enough to. But any idiot can see that crap gamer reviews, exactly what he is, crap, is playing to be a safe haven for people that can't handle the truth. An oasis for people to run to continue being deluded and delusional, and especially in denial. And for him to feed that, continue so they can be that way, and feed himself that he has a following that believes him in that stupidity. And they also don't realize it too, that his titling of his videos is a great deal big proof that he knows something wrong. No one over exaggerates like he has. Every title, awesome, epic, unbelievable, incredible. All those big words, exciting words, are nothing but clickbait to grow his channel for his own selfish desires. And y'all don't even, his fan base don't even see that. Y'all are not a community. And if you are, it's a community of people that's in denial. The blind leading the blind. The blind and denial leading the blind and the denial.
See updates for major titles, big sequels, Final Fantasy updates. I mean, my goodness gracious. And then the PlayStation Media Showcase, and who knows what's going on there. That's just under an hour from now. We've got a lot to get to tonight, and I say, if it's okay with you guys, that we dive right in, and we start off with a reveal. Now, this is a sequel to a game that a lot of people really love, and I want to show the first gameplay of that, and we're going to do that right now.
After 1,000 years, the mask of vengeance has manifested itself again.
Oh yeah. Backwards compatibility. Also, cop-out.
Who will protect the Mexiverse against the powers of evil? A hero with determination. Who doesn't crack under pressure. With the statuesque poise of the old gods.
Or given as, here, we're not going to go get this for you, but, or we don't have this for you. Here's that backwards compatibility.
Mariachi loco.
just watching this live stream. Well, it's not a live stream anymore. I'm doing a live stream watching this game reveal for giving my impressions on what I'm looking forward to and what I think about this game.
Guacamelee 2 kicking this off right. I loved the first game. So excited to see the Drink Box is back with a sequel. Coming to PS4 soonish.
I love how precise they've been with the release date.
I'll take it.
Getting us really excited. Soonish.
There's a 99% chance it'll come out soonish.
Soonish. And we are going to see some more gameplay of that nowish. And this game is looking super polished.
I don't know if I've seen the new one you might be referring to, but I think I've seen them all. Yeah, and it looks awesome. Looks great. Looking forward to it.
You saved that one for you didn't show us that in rehearsal.
That's right.
I keep saving that one up.
I kept that in my back pocket. So this game is looking super polished, and what we're seeing here, I believe these are the dimensional waves, right?
Yeah, and they allow you to solve puzzles and traverse obstacles. And you can see there, like, there's some hazards in the red dimension, and he's safe in the blue one. It's going to add, like, a really interesting angle to the puzzling.
Now, if you played the original Guacamelee, you know it's got a robust combat system, and we're going to see a little bit of that here, juggling with those dimensional waves. But you know, the combat in this game is just so satisfying. You've got these luchador, you know, sort of pro wrestling moves mixed up with sort of beat 'em up combat, and that color palette, rounding it all out.
That looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Look at that. It's even got me panicking now about like how much I'm going to have to practice to get good at this.
And I remember I sucked badly at the first one.
Yeah.
I was not good at
Chicken.
it.
Okay, so
This is what we're here for.
This is what we're here for. The chicken is back and better than ever. And this chicken has seen a lot of refinement, a lot of new chicken mechanics on deck here for Guacamelee 2 coming to PS4. And
this is what they've been spending all their time on.
I mean, why not, right? Wouldn't you? So this chicken here is quite a tough customer. We're going to see that here in a second. But right now we're going to see a new ability unlocked by, I can only presume...
Oh, the Chicken Oracle.
Yeah.
Chicken Oracle.
I swear that is a fried chicken shop somewhere in South London.
If it's not, it certainly should be.
He's telling him, do not get turned into chicken nuggets today.
That's right.
Not today, son.
You're going to learn some new abilities.
But he isn't going to get turned into chicken nuggets
shot.
with this.
Chicken shot. This is a new ability here for the chicken. This chicken is really a can-do chicken. And this chicken shot, the chicken glide, we're seeing it all here. Now, this chicken shot is also useful in combat. So this chicken is a ferocious fighter. Crazy Guacamelee 2. I love that.
I mean, you would not want to mess with this chicken. Look at it go.
All chickens in video games are ferocious. I've learned that through my years of gaming.
A
Chickens are
murderous
nasty.
force.
That's right.
Chickens are
This
nasty.
has got to be the most lethal looking chicken I've seen, though.
Seeing some first gameplay here at Guacamelee 2, and is this
co-op?
Is this co-op? I see.
Co-op.
So I do have it on good authority from Drinkbox that there is 4-player co-op throughout the entire game. We're seeing 3 of those 4 players right now, and this is the Mangrove Swamp level.
I can't wait for you guys to carry me.
Grappling hook mechanic here, looking great.
It really is.
Guacamelee 2. Wow, great start here for tonight. And you know something? Let's just keep going. I got 2 more announcements, and we're gonna get to both of those right now.
I've done seeing this. It looks. It's the. For an indie, it looks pretty good to me.
great new games we just got to look at. I got to say the Gardens Between looking awesome. It's got that art style. It's got the time mechanics. Holly, what do you make of that?
That is completely my type of game. I'm honestly taken with it. I have goosebumps every time that music drops. It's a beautiful single-player, narrative-driven puzzle game, but there's no time pressure on the puzzles, and I really like that. No text or dialogue. The world tells you the story. One button to interact. A lovely game to get into. Genuinely in love with it, and it comes out late 2018.
Nice. So the first trailer that we saw, that was the Hong Kong Massacre, developed by Bresky. Super stylistic trailer that looked insane. It had this like Max Payne, Hotline Miami, a little Blade Runner vibe. And you can expect that coming to the PlayStation 4 in 2018.
Outstanding. So we're going to keep moving here. We got a lot to get to, and frankly, we're running behind. So Loco Roco Remastered, it's out now on PS4. We know Loco Roco 2 Remastered's coming, and right now we're going to tell you when.
I can see the appeal of this stuff, but again, it's not a majority, it's a select few.
And that was Roco 2 Remastered, and that's coming out December 9th, finally. Now we know. Holly, I know this is a big one for you.
Yeah, my bathroom is actually decorated with Loco Roco stickers.
She's not even joking.
I'm not actually joking. I loved both Loco Roco games. My PlayStation Portable, my PSP, played them non-stop. I love eating, and me and the Loco Roco games have that in common. If you've never played Loco Roco before, you play this lovely little creature. You roll around, you eat the flowers, you get bigger, you complete puzzles. Sometimes you have to be a certain size to be able to complete them, and you sing to wake up magical creatures. It's utterly charming. I basically love Loco Roco. So Loco Roco 2, there's going to be new collectibles, new characters. It's in 4K on PlayStation 4 Pro, and pre-order start today.
Outstanding. Nice. So Holly, I know you're also a big fan of The Sims.
Yeah.
And I think we've got an update on that one.
Yes, we do. We know The Sims 4 is coming to PS4 in November. I'm, like you said, a huge fan. So we have a first look at the expansions that are coming soon. So I say we just check it out.
That was The Sims 4. It's coming out in November on PS4. And now I have a confession to make. I've actually never played a Sims game.
Are you for real?
Yes, 20 years almost.
Shame. Shame. Ring the bell.
I will say.
That's a lot better than what I heard about a certain Xbox enthusiastic that pushes Xbox, but openly admitted to not even owning an Xbox One. Somewhere in the association around a crap reviewer.
I did get a chance to check it out on PS4. I spoke with the developer, and I think this might be the one for me. It's a time to dive in. So what they've done is they've basically tried to capture the entire Sims 4 experience from the PC, and instead of kind of reconstituting or boiling it down or doing something else with it, this is really the pure version, and it's been just reworked with the UI in mind. It's going to have a much easier UI than we've seen. It's going to have all the free updates that they've rolled out to the PC. So that's toddlers, you got your pools, your careers, and I have it on good authority that future PC free updates are also going to make the jump to PS4. So
it's good to hear.
Good stuff.
I think that's really exciting. I think what's really important here, it's not a reimagining, it's not reconstituted. I think I last Let's Play the Herbs on PS2. And those games weren't like traditional Sims games, and that's really what people want. So, as Sid said, exact same game, but with PS4 friendly UI. That's really what you want. And of course, it's launching with all the fan favorites like city living and vampires, etc.
Are you going to be cruel to your Sims, Holly?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it starts with about 3 hours of building a house, and then you just cruel to them for the rest of it.
And lock them in a room with a refrigerator and a door to get out.
Don't give my secrets away.
Yeah. So, hey, we're keeping a pretty quick pace on today's show, and we've got yet another game update to share with you right now. And, Rob, I got the sense you were kind of fired up for this one.
I am massively excited about this one. When I first heard this was coming out, I literally was jumping for joy.
And Rob doesn't jump for anything.
No, not for anything. So I believe we're going to have a little look at Tennis World Tour. Let's check out the trailer right now.
Seen it within the first live stream I attempted. I've gotten to the PlayStation VR games, so you're not going to hear me say much about these because I'm not really much into them, and I've done already washed through this part. I had to restart the live stream due to lag, which says the stream is doing fine now.
And that was a new look at Tennis World Tour. It's coming to PS4 next year.
Excellent.
Rob,
Yes.
thoughts?
I am super hyped for this.
Yeah.
Like, Holly can attest to this. I've been wanting a tennis game on PS4 for forever.
Yeah.
Like it's been way too long since we've had a good, proper, deep tennis sim. Like the last one I really got stuck into was Topspin 4 on PS3. I played that so much I was one trophy away from platinuming it. And I understand some of the devs from Topspin 4 are working on Tennis World Tour.
That's true.
And there's going to be, I think they've got 30 licensed players so far. There's a full-on career mode, and it's really focused on the simulation of it as well. So if you're after that deep, really sim-heavy tennis game, this is going to be the one for you. I think MLB has got some competition now.
All right.
Simulation.
Okay. All right.
We'll fix this after the live stream.
Yeah. We'll handle this after we're done.
Well, the excitement is palpable, and I want to just take a quick status check, just take a moment to catch our breath here. PlayStation's media showcase here at Paris Games Week is just about 30 minutes away. So you know that's going to have some good stuff, and we're going to be cutting live to that right after this program. And we are running a bit behind. We've got a lot to get to. We've got a lot of announcements. We've got reveals, updates to share right here. And I want to kind of bring the conversation back to PlayStation VR because it's just celebrated its 1-year birthday.
Ah, Pembley Tapis.
That's right. More than 100 games out there for PlayStation VR. Tons more due for 2018. Ramon, what's your favorite PSVR game?
Resident Evil.
Yeah?
Scared the living crap out of me. I played the first few minutes regular on my television, then I popped on the PSVR. Completely different experience. I can't lie, I'm a scaredy cat, so I tried to get the shotgun and leave the house, but that didn't really work out.
Did you finish it?
We're not going to talk about that today.
It's all right, Rob didn't either, so I
didn't either. It's way too scary, but a game I really enjoyed. And I'm not even a massive Trekkie, but I really enjoyed playing Star Trek Bridge Crew. We played it in the PlayStation Access office, 4 of us all playing. Yeah. You each have like a different role on the bridge. Like I was the helmsman, Dave was the captain, and you have to really coordinate to achieve your objectives. And it's like the ultimate wish fulfillment if you're a Star Trek fan, being able to be in Star Trek. It was just a really immersive experience, exactly what PlayStation VR is good at. Amazing game.
You literally did nothing but squabble. It was a video of you squabbling.
No, I didn't.
Now, while you like to sit, quietly on the bridge, this is my jam. Give me a gun, give me giant alien spiders, and let me go to town on them. I really enjoyed Farpoint. I think as well it also had the aim controller. And I just had that feeling that if anyone should walk into a living room when I'm playing Farpoint, I might look slightly more badass while in my pajamas because I've at least got the aim controller. Played it in co-op as well, which just means you and a friend can bicker while you try and take on the aliens. It's everything I wanted.
Very exciting, but this is the highlight for me. This is super hot VR.
Look at Sid playing.
Look at me,
playing that.
Tiny Sid down there in the lower corner of your screen playing super hot VR. I loved it on PS4, but on PlayStation VR, just so immersive. Like we're all cackling like goons, as I do all of this. Like I'm blasting these guys. I'm throwing ashtrays at them. I'm throwing phones at them. Dual wielding here like some sort of John Woo movie. It's just a riot. I mean, it's just pure fun. So much fun. And that's sort of some of the highlights for PlayStation VR that are out now. Enough about me, enough about us and our favorites. It's time to take a look at the future of PlayStation VR because there's a lot of great games coming. We've got 2 of them to share with you right this minute, so let's check it out.
It takes more than a fancy airship to make it in the arena. It takes a fearless captain and a...
I love what I said during the first attempt at a live stream about this game. This game looks a lot cooler. The gameplay seems to be a lot better and more graphic than Sea of Thieves. And here's a big kicker. Obviously, it's going to be more graphic because the so-called and I admit, it is the most powerful console out now because that's obvious. But the one of only 3 exclusive, that so-called most powerful game console ever, this is one of its games, and it wasn't pushed to have the most graphics to utilize that console. Matter of fact, they went the other way and tried to make it as least as powerful as possible so anything can run it. What? One of the only exclusives the most powerful console has, and instead of the game being built to utilize it, it goes the other way. And this one talks about betraying other players or other. Let's listen to it.
Steady crew. Join today and experience heart-stopping thrills. Life or death battles. Fight alongside your heroes. Or take them on.
Upside your heroes or take them on.
Wealth and glory can be yours. Do you have what it takes?
That was 2 brand new games revealed for PlayStation VR, both scheduled for release in 2018. Now, looking at Bout of Blood, Rob, you're a Star Trek Bridge Crew fan. I kind of thought that might be kind of up your alley.
I mean, for me, that's what PlayStation VR is amazing at, letting you experience things that you're never going to experience anywhere else. And so, piloting a really high-tech airship in Bout of Blood, yes, that is probably right up my alley. Like, it's a really unique game as well. It's set in this kind of fantasy reality TV.
There's the key phrase. Gaining experiences that you can't experience anywhere else. That's an important thing. That's the initiative to go buy something over something that only has things can be experienced by somewhere else, leaving no other option to go otherwise than buying your console. People just don't get that. A company that's not going out there to buy new IPs, new experiences at all, and the ones it does get or has, giving other options for them to experience those games otherwise than buying the console they want to sell you.
Show. We've got other contestants or enemies, and you can betray them or you can make allies with them, and also it's procedurally generated as well, so every time you play Bow to Blood you're going to be getting a completely new experience every time. But for me it's just, you know, airships in VR. That's what it's about for me. Absolutely love it.
There's also Megalith. We got a quick look at that one, Ramon. What do you think of that?
So that was the first trailer that we saw. So Megalith is actually an action-packed shooter.
Yes, it's a hero shooter.
It's
Yes.
A hero shooter. So you're a Titan trying to become a giant god, has destructible environments, you get free locomotion. It's also coming out in 2018, and the development team behind it are full of multiplayer veterans, and they're excited about what they can do in VR, which also makes all of us excited, because with VR you're going to have totally new experiences, loads of innovation, so we can't wait to see what everybody's going to do.
Absolutely, and one of the great things about PlayStation VR is new experiences, but also putting a fresh perspective on familiar ones. So in that note, let's take a look at Ultra Wings VR coming to PSVR.
You are cleared for takeoff.
Oh, this is like almost like a old classic card game. Super Nintendo. More like a modern game.
This is air traffic control. You are
Yeah,
cleared
this is
to
like
land.
this is a something that, you know, you probably expect out of a remake from Nintendo on their new Switch. It's even got wings in its name. Nintendo. Copy infringement. Copy infringement. Nintendo would probably be suing.
Vector, my goodness, I've got the vapors. I mean, what do you make of that, Holly?
I loved it. It reminded me of a manga I used to be really into called Air Gear, just because of the rollerblading. As a game, it's already had tons of press attention. The devs have said, no, you can comfortably run, jump, climb, and fly, because it's very action-packed on its obstacle courses. And they have something called fluid locomotion. That is what they're coining for this.
Fluid, indeed. And we also just checked out Ultra Wings VR. That's also coming to PlayStation VR. It's an open-world VR flight game, lots of courses and challenges. Interesting that you use the PS moves to pilot the craft, bunch of different crafts. They're saying 30 hours or so to get all the gold medals, so
that's
robust experience there. Keeping it moving on the PlayStation VR front, we actually do have an update to share right now around a favorite that was announced at E3. Now, if you watched the E3 PlayStation Media Showcase, you saw a quirky, delightful little game called Moss.
Yay!
And we're delighted to say that this one is actually coming out February 2018, so we could finally announce that. Ramon, you got a chance to play it.
Yes, I did. The developers at PolyArc were so kind to send me a build that I got to play last week. I'm loving this game. So you control this mouse. Her name is Quill. She got this little sword, this awesome little like leaf thing on her arm, which is kind of cool. And what's really awesome about this game is the fact that you're using the analog sticks to control Quill, but when you're doing the puzzles in 3D space, you're actually using the motion controller on the DualShock 4 to grab
like
cool
pull things back. And
yes,
Oh, so you're actually grabbing that block there?
Yep.
Man, it looks amazing.
I'm really
So you get to control both the kind of the puzzles and Quill at the same time.
Exactly, at the exact same time. I really, really love this demo that they sent me. This game is going to be so awesome. I can't wait to play it. And it's a dungeon crawler with a little mouse.
It's a little tiny mouse named Quill. So cute. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the things I just love about VR is just new ways to interact. I mean, that's kind of, I think, deep down what we all look for in gaming, and something that PlayStation VR actually well positioned to provide.
Ooh, combat, right?
Here's a first look at some of the combat. So you see Quill's going to take care of these little red beagles. So what's awesome is with the DualShock, you can freeze some of the enemies.
So you're doing both?
You're doing both at the same time.
That's cool.
And does it feel like easy to do both at the same time?
Yeah, I didn't have trouble at all controlling Quill or some of the puzzles at the same time.
That's really nice.
So you can
Pull those steps up, turn them around, and control Quill to get her to run all the way up.
I would have played this non-stop if they'd sent me that demo.
That's awesome. So this is coming out February 2018. Pre-order start very soon.
Wow.
That's right. Well, thank you for that hands-on report there, Ramon, on Moss. It's coming February 2018. Very excited about that one. Here's an update on another title that was announced for PlayStation VR at E3. That's Star Child. We've got a brand new trailer, and there's, well, I'll just leave it to the trailer. Let's check it out.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Bettner. I'm the founder and CEO at Playful.
And I'm Kynan Pearson, the director of Star Child. Star Child is a cinematic platforming adventure game. You play as Spectra, a traveler who crash lands on an alien planet during an important mission.
You're about to see one of Spectra's unique abilities here today for the first time. We hope you enjoy this global debut of our new trailer.
Whoa, that's cool. I like how her eyes look. Take control.
Brand new trailer for Star Child here. We just debuted, and I gotta admit, guys, I'm a little puzzled by this unique ability. Any ideas?
It's
Like,
left
what was
me
that?
with more like questions than I have
more
answers.
questions and answers in that.
It looked like she was projecting herself out of her body and manipulating, like maybe astral projection, I want to say.
It
Is that what
sounds
it's
good.
called?
All right.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Maybe telekinesis.
Maybe, yeah.
Something. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, huh? So lots more to come here on the show, and we haven't even gotten to the PlayStation Media Showcase, by the way. So we are gonna have a big Final Fantasy update for you at home. We're gonna have a big update for more VR. We're gonna have more game announcements, and then of course that PlayStation Media Showcase. It's coming really, really soon. I want to check back before we move on, though, on one of the year's biggest PlayStation VR titles.
Resi 7?
Yes.
Surely?
Resident Evil 7.
I mean,
Excited for
they
you,
don't
Sid.
come bigger than Resi 7 on VR, I don't think. And the exciting news is there is new free DLC for Resi 7 coming in December.
Free 99.
Free 99 is free. Even more exciting, it stars fan favorite Chris the Muscles Redfield. Everyone loves Chris Redfield. He's just, I mean, it's going to be an awesome new take on the Resi 7 formula, and it's entirely.
And it's free. That really is making me want to really buy that game back again to play that free DLC. Not only for Chris Redfield, but also that guy that I was wanting to kill in the story so bad, the brother, to setting those traps, you actually are going to go after him and try to kill him.
Playable in VR, again, just like the main Resi 7 game. Redfield is like an action hero, so it's going to give a really different spin on the gameplay to Resi 7, I think, and we can have a look at the trailer for the Not a Hero DLC right now.
Lucas, you'll pay for this.
You're going to fail, and then you are going to die.
Our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list.
We didn't get much from the first unit before we lost contact.
Luke is a fucking psycho. Not sure what's worse, him or those things. We gotta get out of here. Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck! 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 Get the thing off me!
Please tell me what I'm looking at.
I have no idea. It's something new. Exercise extreme caution.
Christopher, still with us, I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's
This
just
right here,
see
this-
how impressive
this
you
stuff right
really
here.
are.
The fact that it has
You're going to need to proceed with
a
caution.
whole different,
Extreme
complete,
caution.
Oh, that's different.
experience.
Like I haven't been since we got
And
here.
experience like VR. Sells the show as the victor on its own. Stupid crap gamer. Full of crap.
Brand new look at Resident Evil 7's free Not a Hero DLC. Rob, I know you're a big fan of Resident Evil. I mean, it's just one of the best of the year.
It is. I think it's in my top 3 of the year.
Yeah.
I spent the majority of Resident Evil 7 hiding and or running away from things. I think now I'm playing as Chris Redfield. I'm going to be punching stuff in the face.
Right in the face.
It's going to be
confidence
awesome.
now.
Yeah.
Now, Ramon, I'm told you're a big fan of Halloween.
I most certainly am. I love Halloween. And actually, we have 2 PSVR games launching in time for Halloween. Let's take a look at this spooky pair.
What? Fixing hamburgers for zombies? What? That's crazy.
I will now teach you the ways of our art.
You really throw the stuff at him. That's crazy. That's I actually like that. I like that. That's amazing. Be a Michael Myers Halloween game VR. And shit all over Xbox. Or like a Riddick game. Run looking.
wildly different takes on the horror genre. I guess that's fair to say, right, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, Stifled looks absolutely terrifying. Also, like nothing I've ever seen either. From the trailer, it looks like you have to kind of make noise to paint a picture of the world around you, but at the same time, that noise could attract things that you don't quite want to be attracting.
Things that go bump in the night, maybe.
I think we should make Dave play it.
I think we should make Dave play it.
Absolutely love that game. If you're watching Dave, you're going to be playing Stifled very soon. Dead Hungry also looked awesome, though, Holly.
Dead Hungry, as we've already learned through my love of Loco Roco, suits me just fine because I enjoy food. It's from Pixel Junk, so you know it's kind of going to be crazy. The idea is the zombies are really hungry, so you're making fast food and literally lobbing it at them to cure them, actually. We're not trying to kill them or harm the zombies, we're trying to make them better. It just looks like Pixel Junk madness. Like, you can create different burgers by throwing things together. I'm in.
Throwing French fries at zombies.
Yeah, I'm sold.
So that's 2 PlayStation VR games coming out tomorrow in time for Halloween, which is awesome. There's another PlayStation VR game coming out very soon, League of War, and I believe we can see a trailer for that right now.
I like that the person on VR doesn't tie up the console. Or a person that can also be looking at the TV.
All right, that was League of War. I'll tell you, those two look like they were having the time of their lives on that couch. I mean, they were all grins and smiles and horseplay. But is it RTS or tower defense or what is it, Ramon?
It's a little bit of both. So League of War, you can grab a tank, pick it up and drop it on the battlefield and watch it go and blow stuff up. And who doesn't want to do that? So it's going to have a really, really nice single player campaign, tons of different generals to choose from, and I really like the use of the social screen.
Very cool, very cool. So, is that it for PlayStation VR then?
No, because you promised.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
You promised me that I could talk about Monster of the Deep Final Fantasy 15. Unsurprising, I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan, and I'm really excited to get to show you a little bit more. I've got to play a bit of it, and I got to speak to Tabata-san recently as well with PlayStation Access.
So here it is.
Here it is. Now, before I talk about anything else, it is a standalone game, so you don't need to own 15. It's not DLC, it's a standalone game for PlayStation VR. So for anyone who's played the game, you'll recognize some of the locations, but I have been told there's some new ones as well, which is quite exciting because it's a beautiful world. Now, just like it is in 15, it feels quite similar to playing the fishing in 15, almost like, it sounds daft, but what the VR, would be for the fishing in 15. Different tackles, baits, different rods and lines, put them all together to create the right rods for catching different fish in different locations at different times.
Do they include a VR fish cleaning mini game?
Could you imagine? That would be, have you ever That's awful.
We've got chocobos now, Carl.
Look. Yeah, so anyone who played Final Fantasy 15's online beta for Comrades will recognize the character customization. It has incredible customization. Best RPG hair I have seen in a long time.
That's important.
You'd expect nothing less from Final Fantasy.
I'm a character customization connoisseur, Rob. You know this.
Yes, I do.
The hair is beautiful. It also features some of the characters you'll recognize from the game. You already saw Cindy. Now, when I spoke to Tabata-san, he told me that the whole team is in it, Ignis, Noctis, Gladio, Prompto, and it actually takes place within the Final Fantasy 15 game. It takes place quite early on. You're basically going out, you meet the guys, and they're like, hey, why don't you come fishing with us? You can come and camp with us as well. The character customization here is stunning. I think the biggest takeaway for this for me as a huge Final Fantasy fan is this VR game here put me into the world in a way that not even Final Fantasy 14 does. It really allows you. You're at the camp with the guys. You're able to steal food off Noctis's plate and he'd like try and bat you away.
That was like the coolest thing in Final Fantasy 15, the camping. So to be in that is going to be like a massive wish fulfillment.
It really was. It gave me something that fanfiction.net has never been able to. It really put me into the world. But it gets better. I'm still allowed to talk about Final Fantasy 15
Oh my.
some more.
There's more.
There is. Final Fantasy 15 episode Ignis. We know it's on the way. He is best boy. Do not at me. It's not a discussion. But I'm really excited to be able to show a new trailer for that with some new details. And I can also reveal that the guest composer is Yasunori Matsuda of Chrono Trigger, which everyone knows. Final Fantasy and music go hand in hand. So I guess we should just get going. Please enjoy the Final Fantasy 15 Ignis trailer.
Listen well. A king cannot lead by standing still. A king pushes onward always, accepting the consequences and never looking back. Bloody thing from here. Let's make some
PlayStation. With an experience that no other gaming console has.
What could one of His Majesty's royal retainers be doing here of all places? Bloody hell. Join me. I can secure us a way to the king and the oracle. Might see you happy one day. Your burdens lifted. Free to live and love as you please.
I know what some people are saying.
God is a world that only lets you down. Why not get
Microsoft is going to have a VR experience on PC.
Swore an oath to stand with Noct and keep him safe. Whatever it takes, I will protect him.
But you have to leave your beloved console to go somewhere else to play your VR experience, which console players can't stand.
Rather than follow this flotsam and float away to a
you have to go to somewhere you hate to have an experience of VR with them.
What do you say?
Pilot H45H1M with the daily status report. Smooth sailing and nothing but sunshine.
I know someone that would love this game. Probably really like it. But you really love games like this.
And that was in Vector, actually a game that was announced right here at Paris Games Week about 2 years ago. Ramon, what did you make of that?
Very awesome game in a tradition of like amplitude, frequency, a little thumper in there. It's awesome, and it is coming to PS4.
Yes, it is.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm taking back over because that
all right, come on, all right.
Can't stop talking about Final Fantasy.
No, I'm allowed to talk about Final Fantasy. No, it looks incredible, and for anybody who knows, it takes place in Alticia. I don't want to give too much away, but anyone who's played that game, Chapter 9, right? Chapter 9. And it fills in basically what happens. And I don't know if you saw it. The ring? You put the ring on.
Let's not give away any spoilers. But we are finally going to get to find out, a big thing about Ignis's story that until now has been a complete mystery.
I mean,
so it's going to be awesome.
There's many, many people speculating on Tumblr, let's put it that way. So who knows?
I can only imagine, right? So, great show so far. I mean, I think we brought some significant updates here. Favorite moment, real quick to call it out?
The Hong Kong Massacre. That game looked insane. I can't wait to play that.
Yeah, what about you, Holly?
I would have to say I find actually the zombie feeding zombie hamburgers to cure them to be the funny thing for me.
I think it was Gardens earlier on. I'm never sorry. I've forgotten the full name of it. But
the Gardens Between.
Between, that's the one.
That's
Thank
right.
you. So I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Final Fantasy, but Garden Between, I don't know. There's something about that. That's my jam. Good, personal, deep stories.
It looks beautiful. I mean, for me, it's got to be the tennis. Tennis World Tour.
Not surprised.
I keep going on about it, but I've been waiting for a really deep, good tennis game for so long. So to have Tennis World Tour coming is proper exciting, and I was massively hyped for that.
Got to say, for me, it's probably Guacamelee 2. Glad that we can get that out there. It's coming soonish. It looks gorgeous. It's got the 4-player co-op throughout the entire campaign. It's got enhanced chicken mechanics.
Chickens.
I mean, the chicken is the highlight of the show, right? That's why everyone's here.
Finger licking good.
Shop.
I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that.
Put that in.
That's right. So, hey, we are almost out of time. That big PlayStation Media Showcase is right around the corner, and who's to say what's going to happen then? But we do still have 2 more games that we need to announce. So what do you guys think we should do about that?
I think we should announce them.
Should we?
Yes.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, that's my grand plan.
So let's kick it off with the very first game we're going to be announcing, and we'll do that right now. And that was a first look at O-Ray. O-Ray, by the way, is how that's pronounced, if you were wondering. Really just magnificent, gorgeous-looking game, and it's actually coming out a little later today on PlayStation Store.
O-Ray out today.
There you go.
I've been saving
that.
It's beautiful. I thought it was incredible to look at. I got real Journey, Abzu-esque vibes from it. It's totally, again, my kind of thing. I really believe with gaming, for me personally, I was very AAA only. I never really considered indie. And then I started adding that in, and I feel like I always compare it to having a balanced diet.
Yeah.
And it's like
a balanced gaming diet.
A balanced gaming diet, and these are the kind of games for me that balance it out. So in this particular game, you're exploring the world as a child that can turn into a dragon. You've already seen that in some of the B-roll.
That's an easy sell, isn't it?
I mean, it's really easy to sell. The idea is there are these titans within the world, and they have very important jobs, but for some reason they've stopped doing their job. So you're trying to convince them to basically go back to work, but by doing, going through the world, solving puzzles, exploring. There are mysteries within the world for you to uncover as well. I think it's beautiful, and I'm so excited that it's actually going to be available, today. You love the look of this, then you can pick it up.
Buy now. That's what I say.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely stunning.
What you said about Journey and Abzu is, I think, on point.
Really is.
Getting those kind of vibes from it.
I think it's just so nice to see, games like this as well coming out. And if you're looking at this and you go, I don't play indies, I was the same as you. Please, just give one of them a go. Maybe you'll discover a whole new library of games. what's wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, that is beautiful. So, hey, that was O-Ray, and I gotta say, you know, I think we had a lot to talk about here tonight. And I want to thank, actually, all the independent developers, all the publishers who worked with us to put this show together. It's an honor for us to be able to debut and your titles and to be able to provide all these meaningful updates and just exciting stuff all around. But I gotta say, that PlayStation Media Showcase is right around the corner. I want to make a shout out, though, to everyone watching live. We've got a lot more to come after the showcase. If the showcase ends, there's more to come. We're going to dive deeper into all those games that you saw at PlayStation Showcase, all the new stuff you see there. Are you excited, guys? Are you excited?
Yeah. I mean, massively excited.
Yeah?
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
These moments where we all come together, that the audience is already in, you can feel the electricity. I already know from people watching at home as well.
Because we have absolutely no idea.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know anything.
What we're about
They keep it under lock and key here.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It's like a big sporting event. Like,
It
it's
is.
the kind of nerves you feel, like, ready to see something epic and amazing.
And
I can't wait.
who knows? I mean, it's literally a couple of minutes from now.
It
And
really
we're going to be
is.
cutting to that live here in just a couple of minutes. But first, we do have one other thing we wanted to share with you. Now, this is one I've been dying to talk about all night long, but I've had to restrain myself.
Not yet.
done well.
Not
That's
yet.
right.
You could talk about it now.
And just a handful of seconds from now, we're going to talk about and show first details on a brand new game that's from an independent studio, and it's it's a new title from a developer that's actually rather celebrated. So I would suggest that we cut to that now, and for all of you watching at home, enjoy the show.
Heard of it. I hear it's a very highly popular sequel. That looks awesome. Now I will give it to if that's the biggest things that they showed was the VR games. I will give that Crap Gamer is right. If that's the biggest impacts of games, I would say Crap Gamer would be pretty much right about. But that's just the opening. Like opening the door. And this right here look like it's going to be something big and awesome. And they're little, even that opening is better than what Xbox has to offer now. PlayStation 1 with just that opening stuff. Even though I say it's dull, it's a little but we know that's not all. Let's see what we got going on here. And I haven't watched it. I haven't seen nothing. But I already know the victory's coming.
Samurai. You are a warrior. I can see that. You trained your whole life for this. And you have won battles that lesser men have called unwinnable, yes? But while you were sharpening your sword, do you know how I prepared for today?
Yeah, I'm laying down for this.
I learned. I know your language, your traditions, your beliefs, which villages to tame and which to burn. So I'll ask you once again, Samurai, do you surrender?
How could you sleep through this? Look how awesome this is. Crap Gamer, you're full of crap. Face it, PlayStation is better. Oh, did it matter that this would probably look better on?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Do you think that it matters if that game will look better on the Xbox One X if the Xbox One X doesn't have it? Just like they don't have the diversity of games that PlayStation does have. Oh, you deluded, delusional Xbox fanboys.
Jim Ryan.
Wow, what a great way to open Paris Games Week. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's now 5 years since we launched PlayStation 4, and I still have the honor to unveil a brand new AAA game, the astonishing Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch. And you know what? That's not the last surprise that you're about to get. You've seen the power of PlayStation 4 provides you not only with immersive storytelling.
That's what he was. He was intimidated. He knew with this opening, he knew the first opening, the opening announcement of VR games was damaging enough. But opening it up with a game that looks that awesome with that deep. Go away. I don't care to play no damn bowling. A game that in depth to samurais and stuff looks so cool. Xbox is lost. Every one of their gamers are lost. with in a forest and has nothing to lead them home to their so-called Xbox home. and even if they get there, there's nothing to do.
But also allows developers to fulfill their wildest dreams. The great news is that these developers are now extracting more and more power from the machine with increasingly spectacular results. That's why a single creative mind like Toby Fox can deliver one of the year's biggest hits in Undertale. Why a small studio like Ninja Theory can take you on a thrilling personal journey with AAA production values in Hellblade. And our own worldwide studios can bring alive Horizon Zero Dawn's breathtaking wilderness in dynamic 4K resolution and HDR. Furthermore, you can expect innovative new dimensions in gameplay as we continue to explore the possibilities of virtual reality. The bottom line is that there is so much power and potential packed into PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro that innovation will continue to accelerate and proliferate in the coming months and years. With more than 225 games offering graphical enhancements on PlayStation 4 Pro,
consoles,
and more than 100 games compatible with PlayStation VR.
A lot of games.
PlayStation is already the best place to play.
4 years, 2 consoles with a great library of games to look forward to on this side of the fence. On the other side of the fence, 3 different consoles. Exact same price tag on each one of them with no games. With cop-outs of indies, with cop-out of backwards compatibility, and a cop-out of updating old games to higher resolutions. And games that's broken, that's still broken, and games Zoo Tycoon.
As we will show you tonight, it's thrilling to think there's even more to come. While we continue to focus on bringing you the games you love, we're also focused on expanding the PlayStation community. We're excited about innovation like PlayLink, highly social, easy to play, localized and fun. We've been thrilled with the success of That's You, with over 3 million downloads to date, and see more social and family-orientated games give us an opportunity to expand our reach and amplify our mission to be the best place to play. The past 20 years have seen trends come and trends go. We're still here, stronger than ever, and well-positioned for the future. The ecosystem of today will be more powerful, more engaging, and more immersive tomorrow. The maturity of the gaming industry is an incredible asset to a dynamic and exciting future for PlayStation. Ultimately, words mean little. Action is everything, and the proof is in the journey into the extraordinary worlds of new titles and new experiences that you're about to enjoy.
New titles.
I think you'll agree that the best place to play just keeps getting better. So let's take a look at some of the most sought-after exclusive content our industry has ever seen.
up waterfalls.
I've been watching you, Erica. I've been watching you for a very long time. They've been watching you too. They've been waiting very patiently, and now they've come for you. Just remember, don't break the seal. If you break the seal, I can't protect you.
Intriguing. Intriguing. I gotta admit, that is a unique idea. To have to make a noise to see your passage is the way you need to go, but also taking a chance to alerting the monster your location for it to come after you. PlayStation wins.
Come to see what's biting, have you? My name is Ryan Marks. I left London to be a soldier. But then they came for my family. Now I'm back, and everything just got a little bit complicated.
I'm a professional soldier, don't take bad man for a joker. I don't wanna do man over, but I'm raw getting closer and closer. Get shit resolved, I'm quick, no glamour and glitz, just glamour and grit. I'm on my ting, won't quit, I'm a real bad man, I get a bad man hit. Wow, rage, I'm coming for you. I get this result, I'm coming for you. Show no regrets, I'm coming for you. Stop talking, you're fucking dead. Wait, listen, it was all his idea. He wanted... Fuck me. Today a legend is born, ready for vengeance, ready for war, ready for anything, ready for more. My English gangster, I'm telling you, sure. I'm rage, I'm coming for you. I get this result, I'm coming for you. Show no regrets, I'm coming for you. Cold-blooded revenge, I'm coming for you.
That was pretty intriguing.
As PlayStation VR marks its first year in the market, it's really moving to see how development teams are starting to see the raw power of this game-changing technology. We're witnessing the birth of new styles of gaming, storytelling, and visceral experiences. The future of PlayStation VR is extremely bright, and we look forward to unveiling more in the near future. One of the consistent factors in our success over the 4 generations of consoles has been the unwavering support of our partners. We were delighted to feature a massive amount of indie and VR content in the pre-show, and now it's time to showcase 6 games, all of which offer features and benefits unique to PlayStation from some of our most valued partners, all of whom we've been working with from the very beginning. Let's start with a new trailer from our friends at Ubisoft.
Folks, it's a beautiful sunny weekend in Hope County. How will you be spending your time outdoors? Eden's Gate is still causing trouble.
Imagine me and you and me. No matter how they twist the dice, it has to be the only one for me is you and you for me. So happy together. I can see there's nobody but you. You're all my life. When you're with me, the skies will be blue.
PlayStation wins. PlayStation wins. Crap gamer full of shit. Saying he could sleep through this shit.
Guardian, what I'm about to tell you stays between us. While we have been fighting, an ancient gate has opened on Mercury, and an army of past and future machines amasses. They intend to reshape the universe in their image. But there is one who has glimpsed this dark future. He was my mentor, Osiris, the most notorious Guardian in Vanguard history. Once, his dangerous ideas nearly destroyed us, and he was banished. Now he has returned, but will he be a powerful ally, or bring us death? You are the one thing they have not foreseen. Go to Mercury and find Osiris. Time is not on our side.
Oh yeah, I have real big interest in this game. I like that outfit, butterfly outfit.
Intelligent bonus map.
PlayStation wins. That looks intriguing.
Get ready.
Reinforcements! For a target, watch out! Give them everything we've got! Roger, roger! Not clear, not clear!
The Empire's time has come.
Thank you to all our partners. It's a real privilege to have your titles on our platform. A key differentiator for PlayStation is its best-in-class development teams that make up Worldwide Studios. We have a great lineup of exclusive games coming soon, only on PlayStation 4. Let's take a look.
Only on PlayStation 4.
With Fisk behind bars, what's next?
The city's safer than ever. Maybe Peter Parker can have more of a life.
Are you in trouble? Do you need money?
No, I mean, I'm a little behind on my rent, but no, I'm fine. Take care of this place.
This game looks so
It
good.
represents the best part of me. It's Miles. He's gonna be helping out around here.
For acts of extraordinary bravery. I'm the one who kept order in this city!
What is this?
And this is how stupid Xbox fanboys are. It's been such a long time since we have had a good comic book hero game, especially a Spider-Man one, and they are so in denial about their state and with their console. They actually want this game to fail. They need it to fail. Does any delusional loser or fanboy of PlayStation need one of their games to fail? No. Do I, a person with a life that doesn't make this kind of stuff that important, need anything to fail from Xbox? No, I actually want the new Xbox console to succeed. But reality is, it's not going to without games.
Your city and everything you care about will be destroyed. People will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
want backup.
Look at this.
Wait!
We gotta play this just right.
Please stop!
Maybe the city needs our friend more than you think.
Anyone else need a breather?
Crap gamer, you're full of shit. Get off of YouTube.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals. That's Alice. You look after her. Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Right away, Todd. Aren't you going to school today? I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
What are you looking at? Maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's my fault your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore walked out on me for a fucking account. I'm back here.
He's angry.
You stay there. Don't you dare fucking move. Alice! Daddy's very mad. It's all over now. Daddy isn't angry anymore.
I beat the shit out of him.
You know Daddy loves you.
You killed him.
This is all your fault!
And of course he's gonna go blame the machine.
He's coming. He's gonna hurt me. Run!
This is looking
Get away,
good.
or he's gonna break you like last time.
This is looking good.
You're coming with me.
That's enough! I want you to leave Alice alone.
New experiences. Unlike you have ever played before right here. Unique storytelling. Unique interaction.
Watch out, Kara!
PlayStation wins. Ooh, I can't wait to play. Oh no, the God of Thunder now. I got a war. God of Thunder.
That's the soul eater. If that kills us, that's it. No Valhalla, no hell, no afterlife, ever.
It does not attack.
Oh. Mom made them sound more dangerous than that.
Then do not drop your guard. Come.
Wow, intense.
Get back!
Nice! See ya! Above us!
Awesome.
Wow! Amazing!
Follow me.
Yes, sir!
PlayStation. Amazing. Xbox. Sea of Thieves. Boring.
That doesn't sound like a soul eater. What do you think it is?
You shall see, boy.
Xbox. Raising the revolution of a zoo tycoon so you can see ever so clearly the hairs of a zebra in 4K. Boring.
Hablo.
Oh, God. Oh shit, running out of power on my phone. I forgot about that. What's up, Poking King and Queen of New York? Just checking out these awesome games, man. PlayStation is really pulling it out. Pulling out all stops. The new footage of Spider-Man was awesome.
Hopefully, we've made one thing clear to you tonight. It's a great time to be a gamer. To close the show,
on a set
let's
of
have the
PlayStation,
first
it's a great
in-depth
time
look
to be a gamer
at a
because we have
much-anticipated
games.
and exclusive title. From everyone at PlayStation, thank you for your continued support. Good night.
It's right. PS4, Xbox trash. That Detroit. Oh, I love what they showed. The Detroit footage, new footage they showed of it looked awesome. This new samurai game. Can't remember what it's called. Days Gone By. Watch this be some new footage of Days Gone By. Yeah, it's going to be Days Gone By. Little hanger?
They are nested with sin. Free them.
Ooh, don't.
They may know.
You got saved by the whistle.
Yara. Where is the other apostate?
You shouldn't have done that.
Clip her wings.
Oh, good God. Oh. That's what you get for messing up my arm. Maybe this ain't Days Gone By. If this is a new game, I've already called it for PlayStation to win this. If this is another new game,
Demons are coming. Cut her down. She's one of them left.
damn, she looks. You look like she gonna kick some ass. She looks kicks ass. What is it?
Watch your backs.
No, this is, oh, I didn't even know, I didn't recognize. Oh, that looks, PlayStation wins. PlayStation wins.
I'm the one that makes people see it stand up. Much more than they ever been a block. No, no. Much more than they ever been a block. No, no. God knows I'm running for the top. You know, God knows that I'm gunning bow, bow. I've been stepping, check my settings. Ain't no fretting where we heading. We just getting to that nitty, gritty, to that nitty, gritty, to that nitty, gritty. Where we heading? We just getting to that nitty, gritty.
I should have went ahead and titled this live stream PlayStation wins. Again. I really should have. I wish I did.
Don't touch that dial. Don't touch. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more. We're going to get a behind-the-scenes look at a lot of those new games that were just announced today. So stay right there. Very quick, our panel of hosts here. What did you think?
God of War, Last of Us 2. Oh my! Yo, every developer out there, AAA or indie, big hats off to you guys for providing that content for this show, for this showcase. That was insane. Thank you so very much. I'm done.
Well said, Holly. What are you thinking?
Despite being knocked over by the Detroit demo, I have to say Concrete Genie, mouth was open the whole time, utterly charmed. I just want to run around that world. I want to create. I want to bring things to life. That's my jam. That's 100%.
I just want to play Detroit just to kick that dude's ass that killed his little girl. Period. I want to be that robot and kick that dude's ass that killed his little girl.
Yeah, it was.
Beat her to death.
Rob,
I've got to say, seeing Shadow of the Colossus, gameplay, running, it looked beautiful when it came out on PS2. It still looks beautiful now, but seeing that on PS4 just looks incredible. It's one of my favorite games of all time on any platform.
And well-deserved. We've got Blue Point on that one, doing what is sure to be a world-class remaster. I'm going to have to go with Sucker Punch. I mean, we finally heard more about, heard from Sucker Punch. What have they been up to? Now we know it's Ghost of Tsushima. And actually, we've got a bunch of in-depth developer interviews coming up right now. And let's start with hearing from Sucker Punch on Ghost of Tsushima.
So in 2014, we came out with Second Son, and about 6-7 months later, came out with First Light. And then about a year from that, PS4 Pro was starting to come out, so we wanted to support that with Second Son and Fetch with First Light and all the cool laser bullets that come with that. But behind the scenes, what we were really working on was trying to figure out how do we make a new game? Like, if we were going to depart from Infamous, like, it's got to be awesome, and what is the process to get there?
When we were looking at our next project, we wanted to stay open world because we're giving authority, power to the player. And we didn't want to walk away from that. We think it's integral to modern gaming that players are in charge.
And I think in true Sucker Punch fashion, we answered that with, hey, what does everybody at the studio think? And we had about, I believe it was 72 pitches, 72 ideas that kind of all formed up from various corners of the studio. And we try to coagulate that into like one, idea. Turns out these things are really, really hard.
We thought a lot about open world games and what makes some open world games just beautiful and great. And we kind of settled on wanting to have a clear fantasy as the player. Like, who are you? What are you going to be doing in the game? And then we came upon this game idea, which is awesomely simple, right? To hear about it is to want to play it. Who doesn't want to go to feudal Japan? Who doesn't want to be a samurai with a katana on their hip?
I want to be a samurai.
Right? When you tell somebody that you get to play as a samurai, you don't really have to say anything else. You just say that fantasy, and everybody just builds a list of scenarios and narratives and gameplay scenes that you might get to play in
Xbox complete.
When we hit upon the Mongol invasion
PlayStation
of Tsushima of 1274, it all clicked. Suddenly you knew who the heroes were, who the villains were, what the stakes were for the world.
Raising revolutions on old games.
I'll ask you once again.
They're on old games that are broken.
Ghost of Tsushima is an action stealth adventure game where you play a samurai in feudal Japan, and we're taking inspiration from the historical point in time where the Mongol army invaded the island of Tsushima.
All those locations are in-engine, they're in the world. That's the place that you're going to defend, a huge island filled with a lot of different places, towns, people. There's so much to learn, there's so much to see.
I think player choice in this game will mean something very different than other games we've met in the past. We really want you to have that choice of, hey, that cool bamboo forest over there, I really want to check it out. I want to head in that direction, and I want to, see what it is. There's no waypoint. There's no thing that says, go here and look at this bamboo forest. We just hopefully are presenting something that's beautiful and exotic, that's different than the current place that you might be in, and that will come at a world choice, right? Like that's your adventure choice. I guess, like, where do I want to go?
In Infamous, we let you explore powers. In this game, we let you explore what it is to be a samurai inside of this enormous landscape of medieval Japan.
Here at the studio, sometimes we talk about the world as a character, and I think that even in Second Son, we pushed really hard to make the flavors of the world come alive. There's all these other elements that make you remember what it really felt like to be a tourist in this place, and we're going to do the same thing for this game, starting with some of the shots you see in the trailer.
Wow, look how awesome that looks. I don't know if
we've been working on this game for 3.5 years, and it's exciting to be at a spot where we're finally able to share with the world what we've been working on.
And now it's just up to us to actually deliver this fantasy, this wonderful fantasy about being a samurai in feudal Japan.
Because it says the stream can only, produce 720p. My cell phone is producing it 4K.
One of the boldest visions we saw was from a team called Pixel Opus. Let's delve deeper into the magical world of Concrete Genie.
I think they're going to show nothing but...
The core idea for Concrete Genie actually came from a brainstorming process that we executed with the team, where one of our artists, Ashwin, created a piece of artwork that illustrated a character being bullied. And he overcame that by creating artwork within the wall.
So Concrete Genie is a game about a boy who can bring his paintings to life. So all of our gameplay and our unique features are about having fun with paint and using the DualShock 4 to create amazing landscapes, but also make creatures that you can bring to life. And they have all kinds of interesting quirks and personalities and abilities depending on how you paint them. The goal is to make anyone feel like they could be an artist. It's a big part of our player fantasy. It's effortless and it's full of joy. And a lot of our progression mechanics in the game are about learning these new techniques for you to play around with and have a lot of fun with.
We're really lucky in that we wanted to use the power and the tech of the PlayStation 4 to make the drawings come to life within the walls.
And we've developed an awful lot of technology as well as design mechanics to help anybody make something as effortlessly as possible in this game. I, for example, can't draw in real life, but in this game, I feel like I can. So whatever the marks that you make with the DualShock as you gesture around in this world, we take that mark that you've made and we embellish it and we grow it into something really beautiful.
That is so amazing.
I'm hoping that people get that same feeling that they did when they were kids and sort of drew with a crayon for the first time,
Not
or
really
looked
something I would
at the
buy,
first illustration in
but I
a
would
children's
love
book.
to
I really hope
watch
that people feel that when they're creating their
people
own artwork.
do this.
We can animate and bring to life these incredible
Now for me
creatures
to
who
play
all have their
myself.
own AI and their own distinct look, and they're all completely unique to each player.
It's not just about creating artwork. It really is quite a bit more. It's about the adventure also.
One of the things that we learned from making Entwined was that if we're going to invest our heart and soul in making a game
so
that has a
they made that
message to it, we wanted to make sure that with this game we put it into a structure that people were going to have a lot easier time getting into. And so we decided to invest in making a third-person action-adventure because that's a platform that we love. We love those type of games. And then all of our amazing kind of painting gameplay sits on top of that base.
Entwine was a perfect first project for the team. What we learned from Entwine is that we wanted to continue to make games that have an emotional connection with the player. You know, games that have heart. And that's sort of one of our internal mandates, is that we make sure that we have games that resonate with people from an emotional point of view. That's been important for Concrete Genie.
There's something really just intuitively fantastic about making these marks in the world and seeing them come to life as well. I'd say the main thing we hope people will feel is joy.
I feel as an artist, this game is really a dream come true, because I think if you're a young person drawing in the back of the classroom or sketching, and we really give you the ability to have that same feeling that you do as a kid, but have your drawings come to life. I mean, that's is an absolute dream come true.
Among the many titles PlayStation announced at Paris Games Week was one that stood out for its innovative storytelling. It's called Erica. Let's take a closer look.
Games are typically empowerment fantasies about that external conflict, and we're putting you in the mind of someone who is a living, breathing person. And so the decisions you're making aren't about a high score. It's not about avoiding a game over. It's literally about the soul of this character and wanting to preserve that and wanting to do what's right for Erica. I think if you're not familiar with games, the easiest way to pitch this would be to say it was like an interactive film, but we think it kind of doesn't deserve to be like a subsidiary of like an existing sort of medium. It really feels like it's its own sort of thing between something like film and games. So we don't want to say too much right now about the story, but ultimately this is Erica's story and you are guiding it. And the heart of that story kickstarts with a traumatic childhood event, which haunts her until her adulthood. She's contacted by an old family friend who believes that in her mind somewhere is the key to the identity of a killer that's on the loose. But then what starts happening is that the killer comes into the picture as well and starts to contact Erica, and then you're stuck between these two perspectives, these two sides of the same coin, and not really knowing who is the one to trust. And the choices you make end up sort of creating a bias towards one or the other, and ultimately these pile up to give you this sort of this tough choice towards the climax of the game as to what you think the truth really is. Originally, we designed it as a very solo, intimate experience where it's just you and Erica and her world. When we started playtesting it, we realized that people would just sit on the sofa alongside their friends and they start getting into arguments about what's the right thing to do, and they can just watch it without having to understand what the game mechanics are at all because the cinematic experience is so seamless, it feels like something you would just watch on TV. It really works as like a backseat gaming experience, which is something that's always been like an interesting subject to me.
I've been watching you, Erica.
Whether you're playing Erica, or you're watching it almost passively and you're just in a sort of a social situation, it generally feels like watching a Hollywood film with the same pace and the same production value and that sort of flow that you're familiar with after like 100 years of filmmaking. What it allows you to do that a film doesn't is make you an active participant in that. And that means you can feel emotions that you haven't felt when you're watching a film, like guilt or shame or pride, these things, because you're involved with the decisions. So the way it's structured is very much like sort of a typical feature film. It's always moving forward, it's always seamless transitions, and you're pushing it forward with the words that you choose for Erica to speak. And she won't speak unless you choose for her to speak. It's not like you're only involved some of the time. You really are in control of this experience. You're interacting every like 15 to 20 seconds, which creates this like great gameplay flow. But we didn't want it to just be about dialogue. It's also about touching the world. And so by using your smartphone and PlayLink, you can do something like wiping condensation off of a window and peering through to the other side. Or just wiping a tear from someone's cheek. There's even like sensitivity in this as well, so like the speed that you do these things. If you open a door fast and makes too loud a creak, you'll see Erica react to the fact that maybe she's made too much noise and she should be quiet. It's about allowing your actions to be louder than words, essentially. So in film they say don't say it, you've got to show it. So in games it's not just showing it, but it's allowing you to express it with choices you make through touch. The thing that excites me mostly is that I really hope Erica is a start of something new, because we had to throw out the rule book on how we develop games. What Erica's going to give us is the foundation for what could be endless amounts of stories for years to come.
One of Paris Games Week's biggest blockbusters is coming to PlayStation VR. It's called Blood and Truth. I had a chance to sit down with the team at London Studio to learn more.
One of the downsides of action movies is you're just watching somebody's experience on a small screen. What Blood and Truth lets you do is put on a VR headset and kind of immerse yourself in a story in a way that you could never have done before.
Imagine your favourite parts of your favourite action movies. You actually get to be in that.
That's awesome.
London Studio worked on VR Worlds, and one of the more popular parts of that was a game called The London Heist. It had action, it had drama, it had gunplay, but it was very much like a demo. What we wanted to do is take that, turn it into a full game. So everything that was in the London Heist, the object interactions, lighting cigars, shootouts, we want to take it to, well, beyond the next degree.
Dial it up to 11 and just really kind of amp up the action. London Heist was kind of like our love letter to the classic Cockney gangster movies. When we started the project of Blood and Truth, our inspiration was way more kind of classic action movies. In Hollywood terms, it's very much a big blockbuster.
The London Heist was static, apart from in the van. Now you can move and shoot, you can dual wield, you can reload as you're doing it, you can plant C4 while you're taking enemies out, you can crawl through vents. Pretty much anything you've seen in an action movie, we've either considered it or we're doing it.
When you're playing the game in VR, it's more immersive than any other first-person shooter. You get to feel like you're there. And when you're kind of hunkered down and you're under fire and there's grenades flying in, you feel the intensity and pressure in a way that no other game lets you do.
Someone throws a grenade at you, you just pick it up, throw it straight back. You really feel like the action hero.
And the moving adds to it in a way that the Heist never did, which is it adds a level of tacticalness to the game, particularly with the strafing between points as well. So you're in the middle of a firefight and you can dodge around. You can actually start peeking around corners and stuff in a way that you just can't do in a normal game. Blood and Truth definitely immerses you in a way that no other action game has done before. It makes you really feel like an action hero. And I think part of the reason for that and reinforces that is the movements you're doing. In your head, you just feel like you're immersed in that game world. When you get your clip and you smash it into the gun, then it just works and it feels right.
We've got like fancy reloads you can do, like gun tricks. I mean, there's people in the studio who can throw clips in the air and catch them. So as you get better at the game, it kind of grows with you.
PSVR has just celebrated its first birthday. We've seen some amazing games come out in that first year. I think for us, Blood and Truth shows the potential of what could be coming next. I think these bigger, more blockbuster titles that really push the boundaries of what it is to kind of be in VR.
It's like a compendium of all the best bits of all the action films and games that we love to play, and we've just put them all together.
We've only shown one location. We've got a load more levels that kind of showcase the glamour and grit of modern-day London. We're just scratching the surface over kind of what we've got and what we're working on behind the scenes, and there's definitely more to come in the future.
A little earlier, we got a new look at The Last of Us Part 2. Naughty Dog's not sharing much for now, but I was able to pry a few more details out of creative director Neil Druckmann. Let's take a look.
It's been almost a year since we announced Last of Us Part 2. It's been hard being quiet for so long, but you know, in the meantime, we've put out a little game called Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. With that finally out there and people playing it and enjoying it, the entire studio is now on The Last of Us Part 2. We're in full production. Every game leverages all of what we learned and all the technology we've built on the previous titles. So this is definitely using all the tech, all the engine improvements we made of Uncharted 4, and now we've had several years to build whole new tech to increase the fidelity even further of our game. So this is the next evolution of our Naughty Dog engine as far as lighting, as far as our character pipeline, how we do muscle deformation, rain effects, even like our facial performance is this whole new rig, a whole new pipeline so we can get an even truer performance to what we're capturing on stage. And now we want to give the fans a little something more, lifting the curtain a little bit on the story for The Last of Us Part 2.
Yara. Where is the other apostate? Clip her wings.
The Last of Us, at its heart, is about Joel and Ellie and their journey, but it's also an ensemble piece with all these other characters fitting into that theme. And this time we wanted to focus on some of the other really important characters. You know, last year at the PlayStation Experience, we talked about the theme of hate and how much of this story revolves around that. This, you could see in a lot of ways, speaks to that. So instead of giving you an adjacent puzzle piece about Ellie and Joel's journey, we want to go somewhere else and give you something else and see how people make the connections. But as far as who these characters are, what their conflict is, where this takes place, when this takes place, we're going to leave it up to the fans for now.
That looks awesome. Looks like this is the end. Now, there is no way any true gamer that can take true passion for games that's about games could fall asleep during that. Only a defensive loser that's fanboyism is needing to be fed or be in denial of the state of what he prefers is losing, would be in denial of how good this show was. And this is not a big show. I believe the big show E3 is going to be extremely better. I am a little disappointed my Shamu wasn't shown, but I highly anticipated that it wouldn't be. But was I let down by this? Hell no. Very satisfied, very happy and excited. And right now, only worries I have is I haven't messed around with my PlayStation at all. But now I'm seeing things that's coming out that I'm highly going to want to get to play. And worrying how I'm going to get them. And if I get them, which I can get them, I mean, there's no doubt I can buy them. But am I going to invest in so much that I like so much? Spending that much money on certain things like that? Because I have to be real too. And that's a problem the Xbox fanboys just doesn't have. They're only being pushed consoles. Like I said, 4 years, 3 different consoles with the same price label. While we were instead of games, we're getting games. PlayStation wins. Now that's so real.